Hey y'all, so it is a beautiful day here in Oklahoma City. It's about 55 degrees and sunny, and there's hardly any wind, just a slight breeze. So it's a beautiful day to get out here and plant. And I came home on Friday to the color blends and Holland Bulb Farm order that I placed last spring. So I always get tulips from Color Blends, and I usually order some alliums from whoever is having a sale. I wait a little bit longer to order the alliums. Alliums are a little bit more expensive. So I'll show you what I got from Holland Bulb Farm and from Color Blends, the varieties specifically. And then I am trying to decide if I'm going to use the trench method or the auger method. So this is my first year planting in this garden tulips, and I'm not sure what's going to work best. So I think I'm going to try the trench method because I want to plant them in masses. And if that isn't super efficient, then I will go to the auger method, which sometimes can be a little bit inefficient as well when you're planting them really close together because the auger kicks up dirt and it gets in your other hole. So we're just going to play it by ear. We'll see what happens as I get started. But in previous videos, I have had some questions as far as why are you planting 900 tulip bulbs? Well, the reason for that is here in Zone 7, we treat tulips as annuals. There maybe are some varieties that might come back, but none of them will really come back reliably, or at least in my experience, I've never planted a variety that has. So we treat those like annuals here, and the great thing about that is we can change up the color scheme every year. So this year I will be planting all purple and pink tulips. So I'm really excited about that. It's gonna go with some of the color schemes that I already have going on in the front, and hopefully this spring everything is just a really pretty show. So I just pulled the tags from the tulips from Color Blends, and I'll share with you the varieties of those, whether they're early, mid, or late bloomers. And 2 of the 3 of these I grew at our last house last year and have grown in the past. And they're just really reliable tulips that are going to give you a great show. And so the first one is Best Purple. So Color Blends has a series that's Best Purple, Best Yellow, Best Red, etc. It's just a really classic standard tulip that everybody recognizes. These are mid bloomers. So let me pause there actually and say that I prefer everything to bloom mid to late. And the reason for that is because I would rather have a mass show versus the early tulips fizzled out before the late start to bloom. I know some people prefer the length, but really I just prefer the impact all at once. And so everything that I have purchased as far as tulips are mid to late bloomers. And the next one is the Yume no Murasaki. I hope I'm saying that right, but it is a lily shaped tulip, and the leaves are a little bit different. The petals are a little bit different, and they're really fun. It just adds a little bit of different texture from the standard Best Purple. And then those are mid to late bloomers. And those are roughly, they get like 24 inches high, and the Best Purple actually gets roughly 22. So the Yume no Murasaki is a little bit taller. And then I always get a double as well because I love anything double. And so I got Beyond Baroque, and they are pink and purple doubles, and they are mid to late bloomers as well, and they get 16 to 18 inches tall. So Color Blends does have blends that they do a great job of putting early, mid to late in, so you don't have to think about that. But since I don't really like to plant early bloomers, the blends don't really work for me. So a lot of them are very beautiful, but I just prefer to buy individual colors. And then the next one is Purple Sensation. Alliums, I got these from Holland Bulb Farm, and I have actually already planted probably 25 to 30 alliums that I dug up from the back. I planted those a couple of weeks ago just to get them in the ground because I had them out in the garage and I needed to do something with them. So I'm just gonna set my camera up and we'll get started. And like I said, we'll see how the trench method goes. If it is more work than it's worth, then I will switch to the auger. So I have everything up here ready to go. So let me get my camera set up and we'll get started. Okay, well, this is a bummer. I'm going through my tulip order and I am short the best purple by 100 tulips. So I guess I will need to get with Color Blends and try to get that, or at least get a refund. Okay, so it is a Saturday and I just called Color Blends and I let them know that I was missing 100 of the best purple, and he was able to actually look up. So let me back up. I have never had an issue with my Color Blends order, and so I wasn't sure, how it was going to go when I did get a hold of them. Number one, I called them on Saturday and they answered. Number two, they do it by weight, and he said, let me check our scale weights. And he said, your order went across the scale as 53 pounds and it should have been 63 pounds. So I can tell that something is wrong. So that was cool. He just said that they would get the bulbs shipped out that I am missing. So I don't know that I actually want to plant these today because I don't want to go back and dig more holes. I would rather just probably dig them all at once. But next weekend is Thanksgiving, and so it's kind of a bummer. Now I have a dilemma. Okay, well, I don't think that I'm going to plant the tulips this weekend. It's such a nice day. It's literally the perfect day for it. But I want to blend these in the mass planted spots all together, and I think it's just going to be really difficult to go back and add 100 bulbs in that same mix. So I honestly would rather, I think, wait. And I know next week is Thanksgiving and I'm probably going to have to get them planted that following week, like one day after work or something like that. This is a bummer. I wasn't planning on this. I was planning on getting them knocked out. But I think I'm gonna wait. I think it will be easier if I wait, and I'm not gonna have to go back and start digging or using the auger in places that I've already put tulips and damage the bulbs potentially that are already there. So I'm just gonna wait, and of course I will film when I do plant them, but I guess that's how it goes sometimes. So again, Color Blends was great. It was an honest mistake, and I called them on a Saturday. They picked up the phone, they corrected it, and it's just going to take the time to get the bulbs. So I hope that the bulbs are here by next week, and I'm going to check the weather to make sure it doesn't get crazy cold or anything like that, but I don't think that it's going to. And so anyway, I guess I'll wait. More to come on this video when I get the rest of the tulip bulbs. Okay, so back today, finally got the rest of the tulips in this past weekend. So let me flip around and I'll show you everything that we have one more time. And I'll also share with you a name of tulip that is a substitute for best purple. So these are the Beyond Baroque. That's a double. The You May No More Saki, that is an iris-shaped tulip. And then they shorted me the best purple. That was the issue with the initial order, and they sent out Negrita, and in the notes when they sent me the email they said Negrita is best purple. So for those of you that are wondering for future orders, if best purple for some reason is sold out and Negrita is an option, then that is also best purple. So I am going to get set up and get these planted. We had below freezing temps this weekend, and so it's pretty nice today. It's about 51 degrees. So I'm going to take the opportunity to get these into the ground. And let me show you one other thing. Actually, I'll show you which direction that I'm planting these, just for those of you that may not know. So all tulips have a point like this, have a bottom similar to this. You'll plant them point up like this, roughly 5 to 6 inches deep. And I know I said it earlier, but I'm going to use the trench method. I think it will work best. So I'm gonna get all these tulips put out and placed where I think I want them, since it's our first time planting tulips in this garden. And then once I have them all set out and I know that I like the locations and the 900 tulips spreads evenly across the yard, I'll get to digging. Since tulips are annuals here for us, I pack them much closer than the recommended 4 inches apart. So once I get all of the tulips set, you'll notice that they are pretty close, but these will not come back next year. And also, I don't recommend the night planting method. I ran out of daylight and I had to get this done today. I stopped this video and I still had about 300 tulips to plant in the dark. But sometimes during the holidays, your schedules just get a little crazy and you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, well, all of the tulips got planted. Just going to give a quick overview of up here in the front. There really isn't going to be much to see up here. I was going to show all of the tulips and how closely they were placed together in their trenches. However, in the little segment before, you saw that I lost daylight and I just had to get it done, and I didn't have any light to show you what those trenches looked like and how close the tulips actually were together. So let me flip my camera around. And I think I counted, so you can see here, there's some mass tulips planted right there, and there's some right here, some over there, up there, right here, here. They're just kind of thrown throughout this front bed space. So at our other house, I planted them more along the borders and then kind of tucked back in, but this landscape up here just has so much planting space that they look better all grouped together in masses. And so that is obviously the method that I went with, and I will obviously show you guys the spring show once we get to that point, but that will complete all front landscaping until next spring. So we still have some more stuff to do, but we are running out of time. You can see probably there in that window that the Christmas tree is up. It has the lights on it. It does not have the ornaments yet. I plan on getting that done this weekend, and of course I will film that. The house also is totally officially painted, and the Christmas lights got hung yesterday. So I will show, I might do a short video on here of the house lit up, because we actually have some lights down the side and back on the garage as well. So we are officially ready for Christmas, other than we have not gotten rid of our pumpkins yet. Our pumpkins are going to, well, our neighborhood actually usually does a pickup for like animal rescue places, and this year I guess they're not doing that. So we are donating our pumpkins to a friend of Tommy's who has goats and some other animals to feed. So they aren't going to be wasted. They're not just going to go in the trash can. They'll go to a good cause. All right, well, that is all that I have for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I cannot wait until spring, and I would so much appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye.